Hi, I wanted to give a quick example of how I use oracle decks or oracle cards in a way that is not for divination, but instead for self-awareness, self-discovery, and self-development, I guess you could say. So one of the reasons why that distinction became important, of course, is because in religious groups it's been highly frowned upon to use oracle decks, tarot cards, things of that nature because of their divinatory qualities. And when you think of divination, if you have any study into what that actually is and means, it literally means the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. So fortune telling, looking into the future in order to shift outcomes. And then you can think of any sci-fi movie where they warn against the outcome of dabbling in or messing with timelines when you have time travel and they say jump back to the past and you tweak something and then you mess up all these things in the future. In terms of basically interfering with karma or cause and effect, someone else's life pattern or cycle by intuiting or using your divine nature or gifts in order to infringe or change the trajectory of someone else's path or your own. So that's why it's frowned upon, because you're not God in that sense, because God wouldn't interfere with the divine order of that causality. A person made a certain choice, so they're going to receive that outcome because it's their duty to reap what they sow, right? To earn the lessons or the karma or the warnings that they need in order to get the message. And when people used divination in order to kind of work around those repercussions, it's frowned upon in that light. For the esoteric sense, in a basic, just religious way, it's just kind of a selfish block from your own intuitive gifts and learning about yourself to alienate you from any of these kinds of things. Long intro aside, an example of how I use this, again, Oracle deck in this moment just today. I had this feeling or this desire to continue to make some videos. I had a lot of ideas and topics and things that were just reading, just wanting to do something, productive as far as my development on my channel. So this is how I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And my body physically would not match that intention. I felt very tired and brain fog, cloudy, and not energized or enthused to do anything, very lethargic, right? And so I spoke the word internally to rid myself of that energy and to make myself match and align with how I felt in my heart, which was, actually enthused and energetic and wanting to do this and letting that other energy return to sender, essentially. And so then right after I use my deck to ask some questions about the energy, just to kind of test. So this is little ways that I check in to see if it actually works, because there's that skeptic in me as well, right? Not anymore, but just to kind of make sure, because this is a newer deck that I have. So I wanted to test my rapport with it. It's the Caroline Myss Archetype Cards. I've seen this in a couple of videos. Just Hay House, common stuff. I usually don't use Hay House decks pretty much, but so far this one is like kind of proving me wrong. They're pretty cool. I just don't like, they're very mainstream in the occult, in the spiritual community, but that's neither here nor there. The deck so far works because I pulled a card on what was the energy that I was in when I was in that discordant energy, that disconnect. I pulled a card, two came out on the energy that I am in now immediately after. And then finally, what is the energy that my divine nature would like me to move into or be in moving forward? And the cards answered those questions specifically, starting with the first card. What was the energy that I was in, or what energy was taking over, right? So the vampire energy. These cards are really cool because they show the light attribute and the shadow attribute of whatever you're asking about. So what energy you're in, you can intuit whether you're in the light attribute of it or the shadow. And this one makes sense too, because in the light attribute of it, it says it makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So that's literally a direct answer to what my question was, because I was feeling very lethargic and drained and not motivated to do anything, even though in my head and in my heart, I knew that I really did want to do something. So that was a first clue that there was something that was other than me that was pushing down my ability to speak or to move forward or to take action. And so this is the energy or the force. It's showing that the light attribute of the vampire made me aware that there was someone or something draining my life force. And I spoke the word to cut that energy. And immediately after, it moved into these energies of the dilettante and the servant. The dilettante and the light attributes of the dilettante and the servant. The dilettante delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. The shadow attribute, because you have to ask yourself both, is the pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So I'd say I resonated more with the light attribute of it as moving into recording, even if I don't feel 100% ready, or if I don't feel 1,000,000% confident on the topic that I was speaking on, or if I've never done a video like this before. It's just doing it anyway. You don't have to be professional in it, just delighting in the art itself, because I'm delighted in the fact that these cards answered my question so clearly and helped me to move forward and affirmed my intuition, right? So the servant, the light attributes here, delighting in serving others with a free and loving heart. The shadow attribute would be using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. So it could be a bit of either of these, what keeps a person in that state of that lethargic energy without being aware of a certain vampiric or an energy vampire trying to keep you back. That vampire could be that lack mindset, that mindset that tells you that I need to have more knowledge before I move forward. That lack energy, saying I don't have enough money to do X, Y, or Z, or to buy a nice camera, or to do whatever it is to get you moving forward. So that's the energy that came over me as soon as I spoke the word to release that vampire and cut that tie of whoever or whatever was impeding me. And then the energy of what it wants me to move forward to, it being the divine energy I'm moving into is the angel and alchemist energy. The light attributes, of course, I'll just read those really quick. The light attribute of the angel is helping those in need with no expectation of return. Beautiful card. And then the alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So this was just a really awesome, again, quick exercise in testing my intuition against, these oracle cards and having them affirm to me that I was under the influence of an energy that was not my own, that was compelling me to stay back or hold back from what my true intention was, asking them to reveal to me what happened when I spoke the words to release that energetic force, and then ask for a confirmation of the path to which I'm supposed to be traversing, moving forward, self-development, self-awareness, and it gave me an answer in each of those regards, and I was really happy with that little quick reading to affirm it. And I feel so awake and energized now instantly after, again, speaking the word to remove it. And when I say speak the word, it's an affirmation of self that you deliver deliberately, consciously, speaking to the energy or entity which you recognize to be oppressing you in that moment. Spoke to the vampire. Return to sender, basically. So this is something that I do and I will continue to do. And this is a deck, again, that I was using here if you want to look into it. So far, so good. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care.